say thank you to BBK Kuna for hosting us today, and maybe either you want to tell some words?
Yes, we wanted to, because one of the things is important about this program, as we were saying, and there's a word that you're going to hear again and again, is the importance of sustainability. That's why it is very important for us to start this day. Probably you've noticed that behind us we have the SDG 4, but with a completely different language that you may be expected in that you probably don't know about, that is in Basque. We are here in the Basque country, and we are here with a partner of us, and in the Casa de los Objetivos de Desarrollo Sostenible, the house of the SDGs, here with BBK Kuna and with Aidan. Please, do you want to say a few words? We're very honored to be with you today.
Well, thank you, Rocío. Thank you, everyone, for being here and everyone who is online. Well, as you were mentioning, we are today here at the BBK Kuna, the house of the SDGs, the house of the Sustainable Development Goals. As well, most of you already know, there are some goals that us as a humanity we need to achieve by 2030. And I think this experience that Siemens Gamesa through the social commitment is bringing today to Bilbao and to the Basque Country is great, because it adds loads of value to the achievement of the SDGs, not only in the province of Biscay and in the Basque Country, but all over the world. Bringing together education and digital tools and young people and not so young people and everyone who is interested in the development of new tools with a social goal and a social objective, I think it is great. You know, here in BBK Kuna, we work in identifying the main challenges of the humanity, and we bring them to our province, to Biscay and to the Basque Country. And one of those main challenges is the digital transition, the transformation of our society very quickly, and how that can be looked at from a negative perspective. But I think this example and some of the examples that the professor was explaining before are very useful for us to see in which ways digital transition can be done with a human focus, putting the person in the center. And I think it is very important. Today we're starting a week of roundtables, of learning experiences, of different teams, groups of people working together. So I just wanted to say welcome to all of you. A huge thank you to Siemens Gamesa and to the organizers of Hack STEM, Rocío, Diego, Carlos, and the whole team. And please feel at home, because we want you to be at home, and let us know wherever you need. We're happy to be with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Xavier.
And thank you so much for inviting us. Yes, Haza, and just a quick reminder while we're waiting, is Xavier with us? Well then, with no more delay, please, we're going to pass the floor.
Hi, Javier, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Welcome to BBK Kuna, to Bilbao. Where are you?
Thank you. Well, I'm at home, but this is a picture of my university, the University of Barcelona. Yeah.
Okay, looks very nice. Thank you very much for being here this afternoon. And well, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. So let me share my screen. Okay, can you see the slides? Okay, so I will talk about the topic that was the choice of this roundtable, which is how to break the popular culture of resistance to learning math, right? So many people like math and then want to learn math. So let's talk about it for some minutes. So first, let me introduce myself. So I'm a professor at the University of Barcelona and an ICREA researcher. And so let me explain a bit my story with math, in the sense that how did I became interested in mathematics? How did this interest evolve with time, and what have I done in the last years? So when I was in high school, essentially I was not especially interested in math at the beginning. So so math was not, I mean, I guess I was good at it, but it was not like the main focus for me, in the sense that I didn't think I would study math, for example. Okay, but then at some point later on in high school, I learned about these math competitions that we have in Spain or in the rest of the world. First, I participated in this Kangaroo, that is a multiple choice competition, and then in the Spanish Mathematical Olympiad, and then I saw so I realized that math was much more than what we learn in high school. Okay, so for me this was a big change, because instead of doing the kind of boring stuff that for me was what I was learning in high school math, in these competitions, math was much more interesting, much more about reasoning, about making pictures, proofs, and making smart arguments and stuff like that, right? So this got me very interested in mathematics, and this was essentially like my last year in high school. Okay, so and then I participated in these mathematical Olympiads, and then I got the gold medal in the Spanish Math Olympiads, and went to the international one, etc. So, but this was really my first contact with like real mathematics. Okay, so these math competitions for me were the start of my story with math. And then I decided to study math in university. So I studied mathematics at the Universitat Politècnica de Catalunya, and then in there. So once I started doing mathematics, it was very clear to me that I wanted to do research. Okay, so I did really well in university. And then I started with an introduction to research already in the last year of my undergrad studies. And then I did my PhD. Okay, so I finished my PhD in mathematics in 2014. And my field of research is partial differential equations. So these are like physical equations, basically. So these are equations that are motivated from physics, but then have many, many applications in also or in meteorology, engineering, so they appear everywhere. Okay, so I do pure mathematics, but that they have a strong motivation from many other sciences. And then already, so in my PhD, I got some like the extraordinary PhD prize from my university, and then another prize from the Spanish Mathematical Society. Then I moved to the US. So I went to Austin because there was some people there that were really like the top in my field. And then I was very happy changing a bit my topic of research, still in PDEs, but then I got some further prizes for my research, and then I started being a principal investigator. So I applied for some research projects, and then I got funding from the National Science Foundation, etc. And then after that, I moved to Zurich. So this was a bit of a change, because in Austin, I was like a postdoc, so still like a junior position. And in Zurich, I was already a professor. And then I got, so for me, this was also a change, because I started having PhD students myself. I started having postdocs myself. So I have my group of research. Then I got the Premio Investigación Científica from the Fundación Princesa de Girona, and this got me a lot of media attention. So I got, and then I started to realize, okay, I need to explain what I do to, I don't know, newspapers, radio, TV, and then this was a very fruitful experience for me, because I got in contact with many different people. So I got very different experience in this sense that you want to explain what you do to the general public, and this is not always easy. Okay, and then since 2020, I'm back to Barcelona, and and then I'm a catedrático at the University of Barcelona and an ICREA researcher here. Okay, so this is a bit just for people to know me a bit. This is what I have done, and then a bit based on this experience. So based on my experience with mathematics, which started like, how did I get interested? Or when I give talks, for example, for the general public, or when I give interviews on the newspapers, or etc. What is what I see that interests people the most? So how do people get interested in mathematics? How did I got interested into mathematics? Okay, so based on my experience, so this is of course a very personal experience, then I want to talk about the topic of this roundtable, right? So basically my question, so the question I want to talk about is, why don't students like math, right? So this is of course a very philosophical question, and it's but my opinion is that we have two main problems. The first one is that our way of teaching is often not very attractive. Okay, so when we are in high school, we learn some mathematics, but the reality, because I mean that's what most people think, is that they are not very attractive. So how can we improve that? So my point of view is that, well, math can be, well, two things at least. So they can be very, very useful, and they can also be very beautiful. And we are not showing this to the students. Okay, so we need to show a bit more like the beauty of math. So this is what I found when I participated in these math competitions. So I was really fascinated by the beauty of math and the proofs and reason, etc. And also now I see when I give talks, when I talk to people, I see that many people like the usefulness of math, right? So you are interested in something because it's very useful. So we need to show both things to students, and then each student will be interested for a different reason. Maybe one student likes very much the applications of mathematics in all different areas, or maybe one of them is only interested in mathematics applied to biology, whatever, right? And then maybe another student don't care at all about why is it useful, or how can you apply it, but he or she only cares about the beauty of math, and then wants to pursue mathematics because of this reason. Okay, so we need to show as much as we can this to the students, and I think we are not doing it enough. Okay, so that's the first point that I want to talk about. I will be more precise in a few minutes. And then the second point is kind of a self-esteem or self-confidence. So I think too many people think they are not good at math. Okay, so if you ask people, or if you ask a random class, it's like 80% of the people will say they are not good at math. Okay, but this cannot be. So it's not that 80% of the people is bad at math, is not good at math. I mean, okay, if you want, everyone is not good at math. Even I feel the same very often. Okay, so when you work with math, when I was studying, when I was preparing for Math Olympiad, so at many points in my life, I felt that mathematics is difficult. So you have the feeling that, oh, I'm not good at this because I'm stuck. This is frustrating maybe. So the first thing you need to know is like everyone has the same feeling. Okay, and then the next step is say, well, it cannot be that everyone is not good at math. It's just that, well, math has this thing that it's kind of frustrating sometimes, but this is learning in general, I think. And in mathematics, we experience it a bit more. Okay, so there is a part of self-confidence that we need to tackle, and then we'll also talk about this in a few minutes. Okay, so let's start with the first. So mathematics are very useful. Well, it's kind of, we know that, we are told that, but we don't see it in school or high school or whatever. Okay, so mathematics are really it's a necessary tool to understand the world at so many different levels, and it has been since like the last centuries. So all sciences are written in the language of math. So even economy, if you want to understand many concepts in economy, you need mathematics, and in some cases you need advanced mathematics. Okay, also statistics is more and more present in at all levels of society. So really we need to show this a bit more, not only say, yeah, math is very useful. Well, okay, let's show it and work a bit more on this. Okay, that's my take on this. And actually we could also show how even most technologies we have nowadays would not exist, would be impossible without the research we did in math in the last 100 years, say. Okay, so it's really that in a cell phone, you have so much mathematics that it's even surprising. Okay, so even the transistor, any computer could not exist without the quantum mechanics, that would not exist without PDEs and mathematics and functional analysis. I mean, there are many things that wouldn't exist without mathematics. And then for the new ones that will come in the future, they will also need more mathematics. Okay, and this is not only about like research in math and things that I will not understand and that only a fraction of people understand. Even so, I think essentially that what we are seeing now is that in the 21st century is a kind of a mathematization of the business world of companies. So my take on this would be, well, I think in the like 19th century, physics was a very the only place where mathematics was being used. Okay, so it was like the most basic science, and then all models are very deep, concerned with very deep mathematics, etc. Then in the 20th century, mathematics was permeating towards the rest of the sciences. And then during the 20th century, we have that all sciences, essentially. Now, even to understand any psychology paper, you need a lot of statistics. So, or even in economy. So we see that mathematics and statistics have been along the 20th century becoming more and more important in all sciences. Okay, and then what I see is that in the 21st century, this mathematization of the knowledge is passing from sciences, from pure and research and stuff for more academic purposes to the business world. So if you go to any company now, they are hiring mathematicians everywhere, data scientists or developers, but this is very, very important, and it's been a change in the last, I would say, 20 years. So I have friends that work in, I mean, they are mathematicians and they work in all kinds of companies, from newspapers to telecom companies to, of course, consulting companies, banks, but anywhere, right? Really, really anywhere you have mathematicians, and this is because we are in the age of data. So we have big amounts of data that need to be, I mean, and if you are a company and you have access to this kind of data, you want to use it, okay? And then, because this is profits. So to use it, you need to understand it. And to understand it, you need mathematics and statistics. Okay, so starting from big data, you can analyze it and then take better informed decisions. So this is what we are seeing in the business world in the last years. Okay, so mathematics are very useful. We need to show this to the students, all of this. And then another side of the same point is that mathematics can be beautiful or even entertaining. Okay, so what I've seen, so I have also some friends who teach in high schools, teach mathematics in high schools, and they tell me, okay, the students are doing this kind of stuff on Facebook. They don't even realize they are doing the same in class, and in class they say they don't like it because it's like linear systems with X, Y, Z, and so on. And then in here they enjoy it, I mean, and they do it on Facebook, and this happens with other kinds of problems that if you look, even for example, the math Olympiads that I talked about before, some of the problems, most people would say, oh, but this is not mathematics. This is just like a game or a puzzle. But this is mathematics, okay? So mathematics can be, I mean, I think we need to show that mathematics can be very beautiful and very entertaining. So when teaching mathematics, well, let's teach more geometry. Let's teach more by making pictures, by more reasoning and logic and less abstract computation without understanding the meaning behind it. Okay, so when we teach Pythagoras theorem, instead of teaching the theorem and saying, okay, let's compute in this case, in this case, in this case, maybe just see, like, this is just an example, okay? But you can prove and you can convince yourself that Pythagoras theorem is true by just making a few pictures, okay? So this is a square, and this side is A and B, so this is A plus B. And then this is A square, this is B square, and this is the rest. Okay, so you reorganize these pieces and you get this, and it turns out that this is C, 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 so this square is C squared. So the area is A squared, B squared, and equals C squared. So these kind of things, this is mathematics. Okay, and we need to show this. And my feeling is that this is what mathematics is, and this is something that students don't see enough. Okay, so we need to show the beauty of math, and because this is the motivation. I mean, once you see this kind of thing, maybe this motivates you to learn more. Okay, so this is like, just to put an analogy, it would be like learning music. So if one sees this, no one wants to learn music. If you see someone playing the guitar and you see it's nice, oh, this is music, and then maybe you have the motivation to start trying to understand what is this, right? But no one would like to start with this and then to say that in 2 years maybe you can play the guitar. I mean, you need the motivation. So we need to show this beauty of math along the way in order to motivate the students to do the most difficult part, maybe, or more boring part. Okay, which also exists, of course. And about the self-confidence, I think that, as I said, this feeling that I'm not good at math. So I know like the top mathematicians in the world, and everyone says that they had they didn't have the feeling they were good at math. So it's like everyone has this feeling that, oh, I'm stuck here, this is frustrating, I'm not good at math maybe, or I'm not, of course, then you compare with the rest of the class and say, okay, maybe I'm better than the rest of the class, but I'm not really good at math. But so this is that everyone has the same feeling. So we need to know this, because then otherwise we believe that we're really not good at math, so we focus on something else. Okay. And I think the reason also partly is that we don't like thinking hard. We don't like making mistakes because it can be frustrating, but this is how you learn. And especially in mathematics, it's often you do mistakes, often you have to think hard. So it's just a matter of knowing this, knowing that it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to be stuck, it's okay. I mean, that's the way to learn. Okay. And then I think it's not admissible to to lose more than half of the population at a very early age because they think they are not good at math. Okay, so, and especially with women, that they have, of course, for cultural problems, I think this feeling is more common among women. So we need to stop this. We need really to be careful with the students and with the self-confidence of all of them. Okay. So we must acknowledge mathematics is not easy. It might require some effort. It might require some frustration, but everyone can learn it. Really, and everyone, everyone. It's just, okay, some people is faster than others, but everyone can learn mathematics and can enjoy mathematics just the way that everyone can learn English or everyone can learn to play the guitar. It's just the same. Okay. Just to summarize what I said, so I think that what can we do? Well, first, show the beauty and the usefulness and even the entertaining side of math. And this can be done in many ways. And of course, each professor or each teacher or each person can do this in different ways. And each student might like a different side of this. So this is why we need to show all sides. So show the applications of math into physics, into economy, into biology, just do something entertaining, some puzzles, some geometry. We need to do this kind of stuff to motivate the students. Okay, so that they like to learn math, they want to learn math, because then it's when you will put the effort, the necessary effort to learn it. And second, we need to care about their self-confidence. Okay, so we need to be careful with students. So students should know that being stuck or being frustrated is sometimes part of the learning process. This is normal. And it's not that you are bad, you're not good at mathematics. So it's just like if you try to learn English at the beginning, well, you feel probably stupid, or any language. You feel like you cannot speak. Or if you try to play the guitar at the beginning, then you feel like, oh, this is really difficult to move. But then with practice, everyone can learn. So it's the same with mathematics. So you just need practice. You just need to make an effort, and then you will be okay. Okay, so I think that with this, so we will have motivated students, or at least as many motivated students as possible, and then hopefully we can engage many more students in learning mathematics, which is a necessary tool for the future. Okay, so this is really necessary, and I think that we should do much better. Okay, so I will stop here, and thank you very much for your time.
Okay, Xavier, thank you very much. What should you tell me if I tell you that I'm not good in mathematics?
Well, as I said, so I think that too many people think the same, right? So I would say, yeah, I believe that, because like 80% of the people believe that. But maybe it's because it's not that you are not good at mathematics, it's that most people think they are not good at mathematics because this is how you feel sometimes. But it's not true, probably.
Yeah, okay.
Or
well,
even if it's true, even, okay, let's assume it was true, because this is very difficult to tell, because you often compare with others.
It's true. Right? I tell you, it's true.
Okay, but you often compare with others, but you don't know how much did others spend the time. So, for example, I try to learn piano or guitar, maybe, I don't know, and then I see someone else who already plays better, and then I don't think. I mean, I don't think that the conclusion is that, oh, I'm not good at the guitar, at playing guitar. The other person spent more time.
Yeah, that's right.
And then, okay, even if I assume that you are not good at mathematics, which of course it can happen, I don't know, some people is not good at learning languages, right? But this doesn't stop them from learning English. I mean, it just takes more time. Okay, but everyone should learn English. It's good, right? I mean, it's useful. So the same way, even if I assume that someone is not good at math, I would say, well, so what? Just learn it anyway. I mean, everyone can learn.
Like, yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for the motivations. You tell us a lot about the problems and a little bit about the solutions. So we hope that we can use it in the hackathon.
I have a question.
Yeah, of course, Rocío, for sure.
Thank you. There's one of the things that you said, I think that was really interesting, the mathematization of business. Are you already noticing that there's more students that are choosing math because of the future career they can have, because you need more and more math for all the new technologies?
Yes, definitely. So when I studied mathematics, this was, I started 15 years ago, and most of the students, we started thinking, well, I like math, I start mathematics, and to enter the university degree in math, it was not difficult. I mean, the grades that you needed to enter was like completely normal. And now, for example, in Catalonia, the most difficult degree to enter in the whole university system is mathematics. So it's the highest grade that you need is to enter mathematics, more than medicine, more than any other. And this is because so there is a very high demand in the business world, and students know that. So at the end, because we've seen this in the newspapers, or we have seen this in many places, that or students know each other. I don't know, I mean, this has somehow permeated into the society that students know mathematics degrees are very, very useful, in the sense that they get very good positions, very good jobs, so very good salaries. And it's true. So people who studied with me, even if we didn't study math thinking about that, we already got very good opportunities. And nowadays we see that many students are choosing mathematics with this in mind. So to go work in Google, McKinsey, wherever. I mean, tech companies. I mean, and anywhere. And students know this. Yes, and we see a huge surge in the interest for mathematics.
Thank you, Xavier, for sharing your passion. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, and thank you to everyone who is here again and who is online. We have finished the first day of HackSTEM, but we wait for you. We wait that you are participate in the next following roundtables tomorrow and Thursday, next Thursday. And I hope that you get a lot of information, a lot of inputs, in order to be also a very good participant and make a great project during the hackathon. So see you tomorrow. And now we have here in BBK Cuna, we are having an activity, so please stay here and we'll have a merienda also.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much to everyone.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Please register for tomorrow's roundtables. Thank you so much. Bye.